Welcome to online class for the students of Sayaliti Society High School, Gazipur. And day before yesterday, I have discussed about the transformation of sentences from simple to compound. Today, I am going to discuss about the transformation of sentences from simple to complex. Before going to discuss about simple to complex, we have to know about the signs of the simple and complex. Let's go to board. And today I'm going to discuss about subject English class 9 and 10 topic transformation of sentences from simple to complex. And here you see these are the signs of simple and complex, and verb plus ing is a simple this is the sign of simple sentence, and when you transform the simple sentence to complex, we have to add you have to transform this sentence from simple to complex, adding when. And in case of because of, this, if you find a simple sentence added because of, you have to transform this sentence from simple to complex, adding as. And when you find in spite of, and you have to transform this sentence from simple to complex, adding though and although. And if you find by plus verb plus ing, and you have to transform this sentence from simple to complex by adding if plus subject plus verb. And if you find a sentence without plus verb plus ing, and we have to transform this sentence from simple to complex by adding if plus subject plus do not. And if you find a sentence adding to plus adjective plus to, and you have to change this sentence, you have to transform this sentence from simple to complex by adding so plus adjective plus that. My dear student, I welcome everybody to join my online class, and these are the formula and by which you can transform these sentences from simple to complex. Now I am going to describe these 6 rules about transformation of sentences. I welcome my students to join with me, and I also welcome my students to follow these online class. And this chapter is a critical chapter, and you have to understand, you have to memorize these rules. These are the formula and how you need to transform from one sentence to another. Now I am going to discuss about details. And first rules, you see here, first rule is verb plus ing. This is simple. You see that going to school, I entered into the room. Going to school, I entered into the room. This is a simple sentence because you find go plus ing, verb plus ing, so it is a simple sentence. If you want to transform this sentence from simple to complex, you have to add when, and we have to withdraw ing. You see, and this is a past tense. You entered, you see, and this verb is past form, so this is past tense. If you find here past tense, you have to write down when you have to add when first, then you have to take subject. When I went, because this is a past tense, you have to write down this past form of this given verb. When I went to school, then I entered into the room. And you see again, and verb plus ing, this is simple sentence. When you transform this sentence from simple to complex, you have to add when, then we have to write down subject. Then if you find here past form, then you have to write down the past form this verb, and you have to withdraw this ing. Now when I went to school, I entered into the room. This is very simple and easy rules, but you have to memorize. You have to work hard over these rules. Okay? Now I am going to discuss about the second rule. And here, because of. because of, you will find a sentence because of, you have to transform this sentence adding as. For an example, because of his health, he is happy. You see, because of, this is a sign of simple. And here as, you have to transform his, he, as he is healthy. Here is health, and health is noun, but you have to change this adjective, healthy. Okay, and as he is healthy, you have to add first as, then you have to take the subject here as he, this is present tense, so you have to write down the auxiliary verb is present, am, is, or are. If you find here that's a past tense, you have to write down the auxiliary verb was or were. As he is healthy, he is happy. Okay, and this is another role. Now I'm going to discuss about role number 3. And if you find that in spite of, you have to transform this sentence from simple to complex, adding though and although. In spite of his merit, he failed the exam. You see, in spite of, and you have to add first though, then you have to add subject, though he was, because this is the past form. If you find here past form, you have to write down auxiliary verb was or were according to subject. And if you find here present tense, you have to write down am, is, are according to subject. Though he was, he was. If you add was, and you have to write the meritorious, though he was meritorious. Okay, and if you had though he had merit, because he had merit, he has merit, he is meritorious. So you have to add here past tense. Okay, though he had merit, he failed the exam. I am repeating here this structure again. If you find in spite of, you have to transform this sentence from simple to complex by adding though or although. And you have to write down though, then you have to add subject, and this is the past form of this. The past form. This is the past form of this verb. So you have to write down though he had married. Though he had married, or though he was meritorious. If you write down here was, and you have to write down meritorious, the adjective form of merit. Okay, but if you write down had, then you have to write down the same as this noun. Okay, though he had married, he failed the exam. This is the another important role, and you will find maximum question paper. You may find these roles. Now I am going to discuss about rule number 4, by plus verb plus ing, and you have to change this simple sentence to compound by adding e plus subject plus verb. You see, by reading well, you can get good marks. Okay, you see, by plus verb plus ing. This is a simple sentence, but if you want to transform this sentence from simple to complex, but you have to go through these rules. If plus subject plus verb, and you have to withdraw by and you have to ing. If subject, here subject is you. If you, then verb. If you read well, you can get good marks. Okay, and by plus verb plus ing, and you have to add if plus subject plus verb. Okay, if you find here present tense, you have to write down here present tense. If you find here past tense, you have to write down the past form of this verb. And I hope and believe all my students already understood this. Now I am going to discuss about the rule number 5, without plus verb plus ing. And if you find a sentence, simple sentence, adding without plus verb plus ing, and you have to transform this sentence by adding e plus subject plus do not. For an example, without reading newspaper, you cannot learn more. Here, this is a without plus verb plus ing, and you have to transform this sentence e plus subject plus do not. If subject is you, without, you have to without is the sign of simple sentence, this is the sign of simple sentence ing. If you do not read newspaper, you cannot learn more. Okay, if you do not read newspaper, you cannot learn more. This is very easy and simple. And now I am going to discuss number 6 rules. Okay, this is yes. And what is rule number 6? And 2 plus adjective plus 2. And if you find a simple sentence, add it 2 plus adjective plus 2, and you have to transform this sentence from simple to complex by adding so plus adjective plus that. The boy is too weak to carry the bag. Okay, here 2 plus adjective plus 2. If you find a sentence, simple sentence, added 2 plus adjective plus 2, and you have to transform this sentence from simple to complex, so plus adjective plus that, and you have to withdraw this 2 and you have to withdraw this 2. The boy is so weak that he cannot carry the bag. Okay, but here you see, and if you find a sentence added so, then you have to complete the second structure, second part of the sentence, subject plus can or could plus verb. Yeah, if you find present tense, you have to write down can, and if you find past tense, you have to write down could. You see, and the boy is too weak to carry the bag. This is the present tense. So the boy is so weak that he cannot. And if you find here the boy was, then you have to write down that's could. Okay, this is very easy. And today, my dear student, I have discussed recently 6 rules about how to transform the sentences from simple to complex. And you will find more and more rules in your textbooks. Besides our online class, I welcome my students to follow the textbook also. And today, I have discussed this only 6 rules, and tomorrow or day after, I will come in front of you to discuss, for discussing and more rules about transformation of sentences. I hope and believe that all of my students have understood today online class. Thank you very much. I also request my students to join every time, always with our online class. I try my best to make you understand this. Okay, thank you very much.